everybody, and welcome back to a Chakras and Cuss Words podcast. My name is Catherine, and I am your host. Today, we are going to talk about micro habits that really help boost your spirits, help boost you up, and help you getting really centered in how it is that you feel as an individual and get you feeling a little bit more confident, a little bit more magical, a little bit more magnificent, and just like some simple things that really help. So many of you guys are wondering what are micro habits? So a habit is something that you do pretty consistently. And with most habits, sometimes we can do it, 5 days a week, 3 days a week, whatever. And these habits put us in an area of consistency and routine and ritual where it allows us to have more presence in our energy cycle. So the energies that we will be working on most likely are going to depend on what habit we are doing, right? But we're going to dive into some of my favorite micro routines, micro habits, whatever it is that you want to call it, certain things that kind of like help me get a boost, and certain things that could help other people get a boost. And we'll talk about some of the ones that are very popular, some of the ones that have been, I guess you could say, very popular out in the spiritual streets, or the streets that a lot of people have used to help them get their day started, to help them get them in a right routine, and to get them really significant into making good micro habits that become consistent. So first of all, I would say my micro habits might look very different than your micro habits, okay? The things that I consider micro habits might work for you and might not work for you, right? So that's why it's important for you to establish what micro habits it is that you want to work through to create a mindset of your energy that works right for you. So let's get into it. One of my favorite micro habits, and it's something that I do very consistently, at least 5 days a week, is my morning routine, my morning boosters, right? And when I think about morning routines, I often think about a couple of the chakras. I think about the root chakra for having that ground stability, having that energy that really like gets me in play with how it is that I want to see my day go. And also the solar plexus chakra for allowing me, and also for me acknowledging that I need energy and I need willpower and I need courage and I need all of this movement, this energy of like fire and initiative to really get my day started, right? And one of the micro habits that I enjoy doing is, for me, I enjoy getting up, working out, and also walking my dog. So these allow me not just to tap into the area of grounding, stability, wellness, but it really kind of goes to all the chakras, right? Because we have the root chakra, the area of stability, the area of being like secure, starting my consistent, stable routine that I do. Also the sacral chakra, I'm being passionate, I'm being connected with the area of creativity, the area of fitness, of confidence, making myself feel better by getting up and working out. The solar plex for acknowledging that I have that energy to do that, I have that energy to move forward with it. The heart chakra for the energy of love, self-love. I'm feeding back into myself. I'm giving myself this self recognition, this self-gratitude, this self-love, this area of this small little habit, kind of aligning all of my chakras. That area of trust, knowing that when I do this activity, it makes me feel good. It makes me get up and want to start my day. It makes me feel like I can accomplish many things. And then also my throat chakra, because I have already communicated my plan. I've already communicated the things that I want to do with not just myself, but also with my friends, my family, and also with the connection of me and my message to the universe, that I have this micro habit, I have this consistent routine that enlightens that area of communication where I'm feeding back into myself, I'm feeding back into the communication with others, and also, the universe. Take that energy, and trusting my intuition. Now, with my micro habit of getting up, working out every morning, um, well, not every morning, because I do trust my intuition. So there will be times that I will say, you know what, today is not a good day to work out. Maybe I started my menstrual cycle. Maybe I don't feel good. Maybe I stayed up late last night watching Black Mirror. I don't know. Whatever the thing was, for whatever reason it was, I'm listening to my body and I'm trusting my intuition. And I'm saying, today I could pass on this micro habit. Today I could pass on this routine, and acknowledging that. Also acknowledging the days that I don't feel like going because maybe I'm being a little lazy. Maybe I just don't have the to get up and do it. But I'm trusting my intuition, like, no, girl, get up, let's go, let's go. And I get up, I do it, I feel better. So listening to your body, listening to your intuition, and then also the getting up, the doing the thing really enlightens that area of the third eye, but also the crown chakra. The acknowledgement that you made the right decision to get up and complete this micro habit. So for instance, getting up and working out might not be the micro habit for you. It might not be something that can work into your routine, but there's many things that can. For instance, making your bed. Making your bed in the morning signals a fresh start. It signals the area of comfort, security, and also stability. And it really taps into the root chakra, especially when you're tired late at night, like it's like 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, whatever time it is that you go to bed, and you want to crawl into bed. You want to get in there and get cozy, and your bed's not made. You got the sheets everywhere and you're just like uncomfortable. But if you got up, spent maybe that 10, 15 minutes making your bed, when you are ready to go to bed, it's already there. You're acknowledging that you established your micro habit, you've done it, it feels good, you're ready to rest that crown chakra. Let that third eye calm down and take that area, right? So I personally think that making your bed as a morning routine also has huge significance in your nighttime routine as well, because it's just an extra step you don't have to take later on in the evening when you're trying to wind down. And it does really take in that fresh air. Another micro habit that a lot of people like in their morning routine, which I enjoy in my morning routine as well, is going outside. So going outside in the morning, I mean, not just going to work and getting in your car and driving to work and going outside, but going outside, like meaning going outside and enjoying the outside. So that could be like grounding, that could be just outside, taking in your coffee, listening to the birds, listening to the universe, listening to the atmosphere, listening to your environment. And I will say, I was quite surprised. I didn't realize how many people do not go outside first thing in the morning. I actually had somebody tell me once, I just want to sit outside and drink my coffee. And I was like, wow, when was the last time you've done that? And they were like telling me, it's been a very, very long time. And I'm thinking like years. And I was like, wow, such a simple micro habit, giving you such just a little bit of time to have this peaceful moment, right? And really that's what it brings. Just going outside, allowing 10, 15 minutes for the sunlight to hit you, for you to take in the area of the elements of the world, for you to take in the area of the universe, to just allow that moment of peace, harmony to really like feel potent with you and to appreciate that energy. So I definitely see how people can have such a very, very, very busy life that they don't necessarily have that time to do that. But one of the best ways to do it is taking in the sunlight. Besides grounding and meditating outside, would also be going for a walk, a quick walk, especially in the morning. Now, you can also do a walk at any time that fits your lifestyle. But the morning, allowing yourself to take in that fresh start, to take in that circadian rhythm. Don't come for me, grammar, please. But that rhythm of allowing yourself with the earth, allowing yourself with the universe to take it all in and to appreciate it. Also, another quick, very quick morning and also micro habit is just allowing yourself 1 to 2 minutes, 3 if you're great, of affirmations. And I know this sounds super, I want to say it sounds like super like happy positivity, because I know there are times that we don't have time for any of this bullshit. Okay. We don't have time for freaking none of that. We're just trying to get to work, or we're just trying to let our day go. So if we can allow ourselves just 3 minutes to take in a few good deep breaths right before we go to work, right before we start our day, right before we gotta drop the kids off, right before we gotta do all the things, just allow us, sit still, take some breaths in, some breaths out, and inhale, exhale, and say some affirmations. Whatever the affirmations are that are speaking to you, could be centered around any of the chakras, all the chakras, the area of mindset, the area of you got this, even though it feels intense. Maybe you had an argument with your husband last night. Maybe the kids just told you about a project. The kids telling you about a project at 8 p.m. And then you go like, what project? What are you talking about? And it's due tomorrow. Girl, that was the story of my life with my son. That was the story of my life. Allowing that time to just say, whatever happened last night, whatever, we're going to let that go. Let that energy in, let it out, and say some affirmations. You are safe. You got this. I got this. I'm going to continue to go. I'm going to continue to move. I'm going to continue to get these kids to school. I'm going to continue to get my ass and go to work. I'm going to continue to work on my relationship. I'm going to continue to work on my projects. I'm going to continue to look for maybe that career that I've always wanted. I'm going to continue to think about signing up for school. You're going to tell yourself what it is that you need to hear, because everybody's different, right? Telling yourself, I am beautiful. I am courageous. I am smart. I am intelligent. I am a master at my craft. Whatever it is that you need to hear from you that speaks to you, go ahead and allow yourself just 3 to 2 minutes to even 1 minute to do that. Allow yourself to take it in. Okay, so the morning routine went good, right? You got your micro habits going with your morning routine, and then guess what? Throughout the day, the challenges hit. The obstacles are coming. You get that call from your husband. Can you pick up my dry cleaning? I'm at work too. You know what I'm saying? You get all the things just kind of coming at you, right? And you're maybe feeling like, oh, the pressure is kicking in. The pressure is kicking in. How can I survive this? One of the things that has always been very important to me is staying hydrated. Okay, we have to remember that we are just about 70 to 80% of water. Water is very important. And if you got to add some water enhancers to get that water in, go ahead and do that. I love to add like collagen. I love to add like BCAAs to my water, fruit to my water, all those little things. It really does make the body and your mood feel a little bit more enhanced. It really does help you. Drinking a glass of water a day, because you will be surprised. There's some days I'm like, I don't even think I drank any water. Oh my goodness. Yeah, especially on the weekends, you'll be surprised how fast that goes. You're like, I woke up, I had coffee, then we went here, maybe I got a little drink, or maybe I had a Gatorade, or maybe I had a soda, maybe I had a juice, maybe I had all these things. Came home, maybe then I started drinking wine, maybe then I had another coffee. You'll just be so surprised how easy it is to sometimes forget to drink water. So even if it means just carrying a little glass of water with you, it just It's such a mood booster. You feel better, your body enjoys it, your body takes it in. And drinking water, staying hydrated throughout the day is a game changer in a micro habit that many of us need. While we are drinking the water, it allows us to kind of chill. It allows that area to kind of like settle in, and our body needs it. We love it. Also, a very important time is to not work through your breaks. To not work through your lunch, to not work through all those, little opportunities that we are given breaks, to allow yourself to kind of enjoy it, to kind of appreciate it. And you might be thinking, well, how do I do that? Right? I just dropped these kids off at soccer. Now I got to run to the grocery store. Now I got to, do all these things. Sit in your car before you pick up those kids and just allow yourself a couple good breaths, couple, maybe 4. Inhale and exhale. So just allow yourself those simple moments to just take a couple breaths, to just breathe. Just like water, sometimes we forget to breathe. We're just moving and grooving and we just forget. So allow yourself that time to just say, before I step out this car, I have to hear from my daughter's teacher. Or before I step out of this car and have to, start to cook dinner. Or before I step out of this car and I know my phone's going to start ringing, or this client's going to start talking to me, or I got to go talk to this customer, or before I do all these things, let me have 4 to 12 good breaths of just allowing myself some time to breathe. It will change so much from just some simple breath work. Another micro habit to have throughout the day is to maintain your posture. And this is something that definitely takes some practice. I want to slouch right now. I've always been a sloucher. My mom would always tell me, sit up straight, stand up straight, you're slouching. And, sometimes it's very, very hard to not slouch. And there's definitely times I'm like, oh, can I just slouch right here? So, but the change in your posture helps your alignment, not just physically, mentally as well. When you go back and look at it, how you've been standing, are you an upright form or do you feel a little bit too relaxed? Good posture, chest up, shoulders back, confidence shift, automatic. Before you deal with a situation that might feel a little bit where you have to be assertive on certain situations or certain people or certain movements, you're going to want to do a posture check that allows yourself to communicate effortlessly. In some ways, it allows you to communicate what it is that maybe your perspective is of the situation. And also it allows you to show the significance of confidence. If you're slouching and your head's down and you don't really have that area, you will see where the confidence does not show. And some people may assume that you aren't really telling the truth, or they may assume that you don't know what you're talking about. And you may go back and wonder, why didn't they understand what I was saying? Why didn't they understand my communication? And it could have been because your body communication wasn't there. It wasn't present. Your body communication was giving them a false reading. It was giving them something that they thought was different because of the way your posture was. So automatic confidence booster is to have good posture. And I would say that's a micro habit that so many people have a hard time with. I have a hard time with. I'm a sloucher. Like I told you, I want to be slouching right now, honey. I want to be comfortable hanging out, slouching, but it's a micro habit that I have been working on. Also, a good thing to do is to show gratitude with you. I like to do gratitude in the morning, kind of like with my affirmations, but also gratitude throughout the day is good, especially like when you feel all this energy where you're just feeling like very negative. To throw in a couple things that you feel very appreciative for. That could be just simple things. That could be very, very simple things. Like I am so grateful for having this platform. I'm so thankful for having a podcast where I'm able to express myself, where I'm able to give my experiences, where I'm able to hopefully help other people through their experiences, where I'm able to research things that I enjoy. I have this energy that is a hobby, a passion that I enjoy doing and that I enjoy sharing with other people. So definitely acknowledging, what are your areas of being grateful. You could be my kids. I'm grateful for my kids. Of course, I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for my pets. I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for all these things. Grateful for just even the simple things. Sometimes we overlook the simple things and we don't realize how beautiful those simple things are. Going outside and hearing my water fountain, I'm like, oh, that feels and sounds so good, So being grateful for like simple things, being grateful for my socks, being grateful for my shoes, being grateful for a lot of the simple things and also the things that aren't so simple, like family. I'm very grateful for my family, very grateful for my relationships that I have, very grateful for the relationships that I've had to let go because they've allowed me to have self resilience. They've allowed me to learn lessons. So, being grateful for certain situations as well. So, as the day goes and you're feeling good, the micro habits are definitely where they should be. You've been practicing them, and now it's time to wind down. One of the things that definitely is important with micro habits is winding down for the day. A lot of people don't really realize the importance of sleep until we haven't had enough of it. Sleep is a factor in a lot of our day-to-day practices. Sleep helps with our mindset. It helps with our areas of relaxation. It helps with our area of self-care. So, some of the micro habits that I enjoy for sleep are this. So, when it comes to sleep, once I put my phone down, I want to leave it down, right? I want to make sure I turned on my alarms. I want to make sure that I'm ready for the next day. A lot of times, what I do for my routine for sleep helps me with my micro habits for the morning. So, for instance, before I go to sleep, I make sure I have my gym clothes out. I know where my gym shoes are. I have my socks out. When I say my gym clothes, I mean everything. I mean my brush, my hair tie, whatever it is that I need to go to the gym at 5 a.m. I have that up, ready, in a section where I just go straight, to my bathroom, clean up, brush my teeth, and then get dressed, and then I start my morning routine, right? So a lot of times I prepare my morning around sleep time. So I'll get out my gym clothes, I'll get out those things, and I like to wash my face, really take time to moisturize, put on the little serums, the night creams, the lip mask, do all those things to make me feel comfortable. So when I wake up in the morning, I feel refreshed, I feel good. For me, I always want to make sure the bed is I hate sleeping in a messy bed. Like I do not like sleeping with a bed that doesn't have the sheet correct. Like, I'm just like, so I check the bed. Can I sleep in this? I'm one of those. Can I sleep in this? I can't be sleeping with no sheet on the bed. So yeah, no. I need a fitted sheet. I need the regular sheet. I need the comforter. I need the blanket. I just need to make sure everything's boom, boom, boom. I need to make sure I have my pillows. I need to make sure I have my 2 pillows and I'm ready. Okay. Then I also sometimes like to use some lavender spray. I spray the lavender spray on my face. I do take sometimes, I haven't been taking it. I should get into the area of taking it more frequently, but ashwagandha root, a lot of people like to take, certain magnesium. They have their sleep routine. Some people like to sip chamomile. Of course, you want to do that a couple hours before sleep because you don't want to be peeing all night, but good enough to go to the bathroom all night. But some people definitely have their sleep time routines. Another thing that I like to do is also journaling around sleep, maybe just saying a couple words, some things that really worked today, some things that didn't work today. Maybe sometimes I like to do a couple, like, a little bit of writing in my calendar, what it is that I want to work on, what it is that I want to publish, um, what it is that I want to, research, look at the month, look at the days, look at, what I got going on for the week, look at the astrology for the week. That's a big one for me. I'll look at the astrology, see what I could talk about, um, see what is important to me, see what areas will I be working on, is yoga coming up, stuff like that, kind of planning my activities out for, the next day or for the week or whatever. Another thing that has helped me as somebody who cooks consistently about 5 days a week is thinking of the meals. And I usually do this on Sunday night, or I do this on a Friday night, thinking of the meals that I'm planning on cooking for the week. So, for instance, if I know like on Monday, I'm going to be tired. So maybe Monday, I'm just going to make something simple like chicken sandwiches or hamburgers and a salad or French fries, homemade French fries. Do I have the potatoes? Is there something I need to go get at the store? So just kind of thinking about that. Also, to me, that is kind of like winding down because I'm kind of thinking about ways to like organize for the next day. Also, another thing you could do is stretching. I like to stretch before I sleep as well, kind of letting out anything that's been feeling tight in my body, like just kind of doing a big stretch and, reaching to the sky and just letting it out, arching the back out and just kind of relaxing, getting me in the mood, putting on lotions, oils, allowing that natural aroma and fragrance to really kick in and get me in the nighttime mood. Another thing I like to acknowledge is the releasing the day. So not all nights, but some nights I do take a shower before bed, especially if it was a chaotic day, especially if I was feeling overwhelmed, especially if there was like energy that just feels to be like weighing on me. I definitely want to take a shower and I definitely want to release that energy. So for me, that's something that I think is a micro habit that some people do is shower, before bed. Another thing is lighting a candle before bed, making sure to set areas of intentions, love, clarity, whatever it is. Some people like to have a joy jar or a sleep time jar where they write affirmations, put those affirmations in the jar. That is another good micro habit to have. Also, just having that area of confidence of allowing yourself to release whatever negativity may have occurred through the day that you want to let go of, and seeing how you can kind of relax this energy. Also, it is a perfect time to meditate before sleep. So, a lot of people do like to meditate before sleep. I always pray every night. It's a micro habit that I have had since I was a child. And I continue to end my night with prayer. Just a couple words that, I'm thankful for, or I acknowledge, or, whatever it is. It could be prayer for another person. Sometimes I do that a lot. Or something that, maybe has upset me. I make sure to acknowledge that before I go to sleep. So it's out of my system, right? Out of my dream cycle, out of that energy. So everybody's nighttime routine will definitely look different. Allowing yourself that presence of the mini habits of your nighttime routine is important. We have to remember that the mindset of micro habits are these are not supposed to be huge habits. These are supposed to be mini habits. Mini habits that just create this area of consistency that puts you in a state of mind that allows you to feel more purpose, that allows you to feel more energetic, more confident, whatever it is. So, a micro habit, just setting 1 minute, right? In affirmations. Like today, I will move with purpose. Today, I will say out loud and communicate with other people what it is that I am feeling. For instance, if you know that you're like that person that holds a lot of things in, you don't communicate it, then you're going to want to center your micro habit around that area. For instance, your throat chakra. If let's say you want your micro habit to be centered more around the area of maybe acknowledgement of confidence, more of the sacral chakra, then you'll want to look at areas where you can fit that into your micro habit. For instance, allowing yourself to be creative, maybe allowing yourself to paint or draw for just a couple minutes a day. And especially the time that we want to go back to our micro habits is when we're not feeling well, right? When we're realizing, oh man, today was stressful. Today was fucking stressful. So then you're going to want to go back to that nighttime routine, that area of cleansing, that area of moving where you feel a little bit better, right? Definitely allowing yourself that productivity. A lot of people like to dream about certain situations that occurred through the day, especially if you don't feel like that energy was released. And sometimes that really sucks, right? It's not necessarily that they like to dream about it. It's just it happens, right? Maybe you had a horrible day with your coworker and then you're coming at home and you're trying to clear that energy and you just keep reliving it over and over. So that's definitely a time that you're going to want to engage in releasing, clearing that energy, and getting back to your micro habits so you let that go, right? Also, we have to remember that if we want to make a micro habit for when it's feeling intense or when it's feeling like maybe you're feeling a little sad or you're feeling a little bit like not so great, you're going to want to make an energy shift. So, energy shifts could look a little different. For instance, maybe like taking a cold shower, allowing cold water splash in your face. I know that guy is super popular right now who like boom put his face in the ice water and this, but giving yourself a little bit of a jolt for the nervous system to wake up, get rebooted and say, hey, I'm here, I'm alert, I'm ready, I'm tapping back into my micro habits. I'm not going to let this one incident hold me back. Also, another way to create an energy shift is to go outside, right? Even at night, take some time to sit outside, sit on the patio, take in that area of fresh air. If you had some conflict with somebody, you want to go outside, say, I need to take a breather. We'll talk about this later, and removing yourself from that situation. And the stretching is so important. So getting micro habits that you enjoy doing and acknowledging how you can also use these micro habits, especially if you kind of need an energy boost or feeling a little bit centered around the shift of movement, you need to shift that energy, is acknowledging what micro habits work for you, what micro habits you enjoy. Definitely, each day your micro habits might look a little bit different, but the more you continue to do them, the more you practice, right? Listening to a motivational speech or listening to a podcast like this one can help you with your micro habits. So I want to thank everybody for listening to this podcast, and let me know what you think. What micro habits have you been using? What micro habits do you feel like have been helping you in your day-to-day life? And let me know in the comments. Everybody have a great day. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this podcast with your witchy bestie or just your bestie, right? Bye.